Yo, what's going on YouTube? Firefist Chris here, and today I'm bringing you guys a deck profile for the updated law list that I have for OP-02, as well as I want to say thank you for the 100 subscribers. Like I stated before, tomorrow on the release day of OP-02 on March 10th, I'm actually going to be doing a drawing. So anyone who's liked, commented, as well as are subscribed and has either liked or commented on one of the past 4 videos on my channel will be automatically entered. I'm gonna go ahead and do a drawing tomorrow when I go pick up the boxes I have pre-ordered, and then I'll be doing a selection for someone to get the box. I'll send a notification or DM letting you know who won, as well as in the updated video tomorrow. And then you have a week to respond. If you don't, then at that point I'm gonna send it to the next person. So please do like, comment, subscribe if you guys do want to be entered into the giveaway as well for the OP-02 box. And then for right now, for this video, I'll just go ahead. I'm doing the deck profile a little bit differently, just spread out the cards just to make it easier for everyone to see. And I'll just talk about how I feel about Law in the OP-02 meta, as well as some of the challenges that the deck has moving into OP-02. So already, if you guys don't know, Trafalgar Law, everybody should know the effect. If you have 5 characters on board, then activate main once per turn. You can pay 2 to bounce 1, and then you can play 1 with a cost of 5 or less, the opposite color of the one you bounced. So obviously, a lot of this deck revolves around filling up the board and just having board control, as well as establishing your board to be able to get his ability. So similar to OP-01, obviously we run a lot of 1-drops to be able to fill up the board. So obviously you see we run 4 Nami still, pretty standard. It kind of searches you a lot in the deck, especially for the new Zoro that I am running here. And for the Bonnie, same reason. Bonnie can search a lot of the supernovas and just get you key pieces into your deck. So both of those are still very important to the deck playstyle. Next, we run 4 and 4 of the 1 blockers. We have Beige as well as Chopper. Otama, we're still running 4 of it. Otama now becomes better with the inclusion of Vista, as well as you can still use it to pop stuff with Jet Pistol, lowering the cost. Next, for the new cards we have for OP-02, we have Makino. So Makino, you can rest the character and give a red character cost or 3 or less. So a lot of combos you can do with this deck now was that you can summon this to fill up your board, use the ability to give Nami 5k attack, and then you can bounce that back to summon one of your laws, and then bounce another card after you attack with Nami to be able to play the Nami again and get another additional search. So Makino just fits right into the deck playstyle. Similar to that, we have Curly Don Don. So Curly Don Don, it can, on play, it's a Nami that can search anything that's a red 1 cost. So you can search Otama for the counter, you can search the Chopper for blocker, Nami, or Makino. So Don Don, obviously a great card, gives you more advantage. A lot of this deck is just searching out your deck, getting key pieces, and it can explode pretty fast. Next, we have 4 Brook. Still running Brook because you can still combo with it, as well as it's a 2k counter. So you do need to play it in this deck, especially for this meta. I'm only running 3 Vistas. So Vista's obviously a really good card that could combo with your Law by dropping it. If that was your 5th card, bouncing it back, summoning Law, bouncing something else back, dropping Vista, popping another card. Vista's just a great card. On play, you can just go ahead and KO something with a cost of 3 or less. And with Otamas, you can lower the cost as well. I'm still running the 1 Nico Robin instead of the 4th Vista. Nico Robin is still good, I think, against a lot of matchups for green as well as red. It can really cause an issue for a lot of those decks. So I am still running the 1 Robin, and it could be searched with Nami, whereas Vista, obviously, unfortunately, you can't really search out the Vista. So that's why I'm running the 1 Robin. We are cutting down on a lot of the rush cards in OP-02 now. Just a difference for the meta. 2 Zoros, the rush ones. Still use them for the same ability. This time a little bit more limited, so you do want to be more careful. A lot of times I find myself bouncing it back to my hand after I attacked with it to just preserve it, to not let it get KO'd. A new card I added was the Zoro from the film cards. So this can be searched by, obviously, Bonnie as well as Nami. So it could be searched by both of them. The real reason why you run it, it's because it's at 6,000 power. So a lot of times versus Whitebeard, you do need that stat line to be able to attack life. A lot of the issues that come with this deck is just the attack power. As you can see, is very low cost. Nothing's really too high in attack power. So just using this would, combos out pretty well. I'm still running the one Luffy. I think Luffy is just too good of a card to cut, especially late game. It can kind of force a situation if you're playing against Whitebeard, where if you get their hand size down and they're just relying a lot on their blockers, just dropping that down for 2 costs or summoning for 5 and attacking life directly is sometimes all you need for game. So same thing against green. We also have the restand law. So a lot of the OP-02 lists that I've been seeing run multiple of the laws, the restand. I'm still thinking about adding in more copies of it. A lot of times it just clogs up my hand, which I found was an issue if I have too many of them, as well as too many of the 5 drops. But besides that, it helps you clear board as well as for push for game. Next, we have 4 of the blocker law. Obviously, it's the best card in the deck. It's kind of why the reason why the deck is still good is because, obviously on play, you can bounce something back, play something with a cost of 3 or less. And then 4 of the jet pistols. So jet pistol obviously just, combos out pretty well with the Otama and kind of gets rid of problematic cards on the field. But this is my list for OP-02. In general, in OP-01, Law was definitely my favorite deck to play. I feel like a lot of times in OP-02, it has some issues against Whitebeard. Just because the stat, like the attack stat of 6,000, it's kind of hard to bump up cards to be able to attack into that. As well as Whitebeard has a lot of cards that can pop cards, such as Seaquake, Vistas. They just have a lot to, and also jet pistols they can run. They have a lot to clear your board. And if you can't get an established board, you really can't play the game as Law. So, that's kind of the reason this deck, at least for me, it's still a good deck. It just kind of feels more like a glass cannon deck, where it can, obviously it has a lot of good combos, but if they can clear your board and kind of keep you with no characters on board, it's kind of hard to play out those games. For other matchups, I would say it does, good against is the similar matches. So I think it doesn't have the worst matchup against purple, especially if you attack pretty oftenly in the beginning and kind of rush them down. It doesn't have the worst matchup against blue. Blue, you can kind of just, same thing, steamroll them. The worst thing blue can do is bounce stuff to your hand, or the Mihawk puts something to the bottom of the deck. But if they're bouncing stuff in your hand, it's all cards that are low cost, so you can just bring them right back out. So I think the worst matchup for Law would be Zoro, just because they can do exactly what you're trying to do, but a lot quicker. So they're going to be rushing you down, and if you can't establish your board quick enough, they can kind of deplete your hand trying to counter out. But in general, this is the Law deck profile, as well as, like I said before, do check out the video tomorrow because I'll be giving information for who won the contest for the OP-02 box giveaway. And this is Fire Fist Chris signing out. Peace.